Okay, so I've been playing around with Seismic for a week or so now. I have to confess I did try it a couple of months ago and found it to be, and I just didn't get it. Um, to be honest, I kind of briefly played around with it for this is another video hosting website with a kind of a blogging element, but I didn't see anyone there that I felt I wanted to be having video chats with. Um, However, I've since realised the error of my ways. Seismic is very clever. Seismic is a social video website. Seismic treats video as completely disposable as an email. And I think that's key. It also taps into a kind of a micro-blogging fashion that Twitter has highlighted, this ability to sum up your thoughts in 140 characters, or in Seismic's case, a 30-second video, a 10-second video. And it taps into the hardware that is prevalent in Western society. Typically, the laptop with the webcam that I can just record on straight away. So Seismic kind of comes at the right moment for all of these. The hardware's right for it, the culture, the social networks is right for it, and the way that we think about video has changed. Video isn't expensive, video is just there. Now, in terms of journalism, I think Seismic is very much at an early adopter stage. In fact, it is literally at an early adopter stage. To get on Seismic, you need an invite. So I'm very lucky to be using it at all. And that kind of ring-fenced approach to Seismic causes me some concerns as a journalist. If I was to use Seismic as a news gathering tool in the same way that I use Twitter to talk about ideas, to ask for contributions, I don't think it would be particularly effective, and my attempts to use Seismic to gather kind of ideas and responses haven't been particularly fruitful because there's not a big enough audience out there. And obviously it's a very particular type of audience. For that reason, Seismic is very good for social networking and very good for making contacts and getting ideas from people in a particular field. But if you're actually pursuing a story, it's not likely to be much use yet. However, I think it's worth being on. I think as a journalist, you should be on Seismic for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think it will become pervasive in the same way that Twitter has become pervasive in the last few months particularly. But the second reason is I think video, as demonstrated by Seismic, has become quite pervasive, and the journalist's ability to communicate naturally on video and intimately on video is becoming increasingly important. And Seismic provides a space for you to develop those video skills, if you like, that feeling of naturalness around a video camera, a lack of nervousness. If you're not comfortable with a video, if you're treating it as a broadcast medium, like television, which is very different, then you're making mistakes. And I think if a journalist is using Seismic reasonably regularly, then they will develop that natural style that is needed for web video. Web video is very different. It is very intimate, it is very personal. It tends to also be quite personality driven. And so a journalist that uses Seismic often enough will start to learn the language of online video, and Seismic really sums it up for me very well, more so than even YouTube. So, in short, Seismic, not particularly good for news gathering yet, not particularly good for gathering ideas for stories yet, slightly useful for publishing stories, very useful for distribution, but ultimately it's a place you need to be to build, I think, your video language.